Can I call out our hypocrisy for a second? We're basically floating on oil right now.
I know.
These paddle boards are made of petroleum, right?
They're definitely.
Just calling out, you know.
Ooh, get that.
What is it?
See it?
Oh yeah, more oil floating.
No, this is plastic.
Well, plastic is oil. Yeah, that's the thing.
I can't.
But I get it. You know, we could definitely use less. Like the major. Oh, it's a hard one to grab.
Look at the osprey.
Osprey! Hey!
It's going straight into the wind.
You're in your element. I love it. It's cool seeing you in your element.
This is not even really my element, though. Like,
Well, you know, like, I think everybody has their element, and it's just cool to see somebody in their element because it reminds us, like, oh, I have my element. And like when people say, oh man, it was so cool to see you in your element, I'm like, what are you talking about? It just feels natural to me, and I don't know. It's just a cool thing.
well, one day we'll go rafting.
And they'll really see you in your element.
Kayaking's like semi in my element. Definitely still gets in my head.
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
Really bad experiences with it.
Yeah.
So I had to still
Yeah, I know that's part of it. I think.
get that osprey on camera.
I don't know. Maybe. It makes you wonder. Well, I think about this with your element and your gift. I think your gift and your element, you can't try for it. It's just natural. So your ego doesn't have room to attach to it. And you actually need other people's feedback to be like, okay, this is where you rock. And you're like, what? No, that's easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I disagree. I'm bad at everything when I first try.
Okay. Okay.
I have to work for it.
Okay. Well, and that might be yes and. I know you don't like that expression.
I think that like when you're so bad at something that you're working so hard for, I don't think your ego is there anyway.
Okay.
Like I think I don't know, maybe.
Well, I don't think it's so black and white. I think it's I know you don't like this because it's overused, but it's a yes and. Me and Becca actually talked about that yesterday. Yeah. And I actually brought you up. I didn't use your name, but I was like, yeah, the yes and in our industry is trending right now, and so people are like, yeah, don't yes and me. Don't yes and me. But it is. I think it is because, like with dance, to me that's just natural. With dance.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? I've never done dance classes.
But would you consider yourself good at it?
I enjoy it, and I've gotten feedback that I'm good at it, but I've never said like, oh, I'm a good dancer because of I meet this bar. I just know I enjoy it and it makes me happy, and other people are happy when they're dancing with me. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's a thing.
That's the standard of being good at something, being in an element.
I think if the joy factor is greater than the, I don't know. This is cool. I like this conversation. I don't know if I've unpacked this fully, but okay. Like a surgeon. I'm not going to be a surgeon, right?
You don't think you could be a surgeon?
I could work at it, right? I could learn the skills, but I don't want to, and I don't.
Find joy in it.
I don't find joy in it. So there's like a Venn diagram. Like there's got to be a little bit of everything to find that sweet spot of like your element, right? Like, so I hear you in that you got to work at it, but I don't think it's all just work. I think you also got to be aware of like, man, I really enjoy this, even if I'm not good at it, quote unquote.
But I'm the kind of person that if I wanted to become a surgeon, like, I would work hard at it, and I would probably enjoy working hard at it and getting to that point where I succeed.
Yeah.
Because that initial point is there. Maybe that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, I think it's just bigger than our little finite selves are trying to figure out. So, did I ever tell you in high school, like when I was a sophomore and pretty much sophomore, I got super excited about designing obstacles and like in the wilderness, and then I was going to create teams and jerseys, and people would come compete together. That
Really hard.
is it? Well, yeah, you're standing up. It's easier for me because I'm sitting down. But did I tell you about that?
No, but you're basically doing it right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I remember thinking like, I got so stoked on it, and I was like, but then I'm gonna have to talk in front of people. I'm like, nope, because I was a super shy kid. But now that's what I do, like all the time. So I guess what I'm saying is there's an element of, I think our jam finds us, and we learn to participate with it. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
and you can participate and master it, but at the same time, like, that jam just became my jam. It's not like I sought it out, you know? I just found myself
Maybe hold on to this stick.
in love with that idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's why it's so important for like how this is floating.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's not
It looks like it was dug in there.
no, it's just a floating thing. Probably it's got some branches on it.
Cool.
You're cool. You don't think so? You don't think you're cool?
Some days I do and some days I don't.
Same. I think everybody goes through that. And then it's like, well, what does it mean to be cool? Which is a whole different conversation. What I'm saying is, I think there's an element of our destiny finds us, as well as we choose to be in it or not, I think is our choice.
Love talking about destiny.
Yeah, for sure I do.
That's like the yes and for me.
So you think you could just create your own destiny?
No, I don't think that. I don't want to get into destiny right now.
No, you don't have to. And I'm not saying this to say you're wrong, because I'm still open to like this whole thing about, you know, manifesting your future, and like, you know, I could make a 5-year plan, and I guess all I'm saying is I've tried that and it doesn't work. What seems to serve me better is when I just flow with my life and participate on a daily basis with what is happening. And it just unfolds how it's supposed to unfold naturally. I don't know if that makes sense. Is that a little inchworm?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
He's so cool.
Doing inchworm things. What is an inchworm doing out in the middle of the lake?
He was probably on the border, on like the grass. Where did he go?
I don't know.
He's gone now.
I don't know.
It's all up to you, little inchworm.
Well, did I tell you when I turned 30, I had that crisis? Like you talked about your 25-year-old crisis.
Yeah.
We all had our crises. Probably gonna have more.
I had a couple of them.
Yeah, right? Well, when I was 30, I was like, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? Oh my gosh. And then I was like, wait, I've been doing what I'm supposed to be doing with my life for the past 10 years. It was facilitating. But I never sat down and wrote out, that's what I'm going to do with my life. I just found myself in this industry. And so then when I was 30, hindsight's 2020, and then I just dove into it. But it's not something I sought out. It sought me out. I just surrendered to participate with it, if that makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah. And then I can, go in and master it the best of my ability, but also learning that it's a gift. Like you in your world with horses and rafting and all that stuff, like not a lot of people do that. That's like your jam. That's your place and purpose in the cosmos. That's super special. I think. Outside looking in, I think that's super special. You might disagree, but I think that's super awesome. That's not everybody's, thing. Everybody's got a different jam, and it's just cool to see that you're rocking your jam is all.
Did you hear I got a fishing pole? I'm trying
Yeah.
to pick up another hobby.
You want to do fly fishing, right?
Yeah. Trying to just pick up all the hobbies.
Pick them all up. Let's do them.
But yeah, I definitely am no good at it. But I think that want to get good at it is there.
Yeah, exactly. The want.
The want
Yeah.
is there.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's a good question. Like, you're inspiring me to ask that with myself. Like, what do I want to get good at right now in my life? And I guess it's horses.
Oh.
Brings us back to horses. Yeah. Yeah, I want.
Do you have any friends with horses you could go
Yes.
ride with?
Yeah. Becca, Katie. Katie runs the equine therapy farm. Becca has a horse. I've actually ridden her horse. So I've touched I've dipped my toes in the water. But I think I need to fully go for it.
Yeah. I don't think you know what fully going for it.
I don't know what I'm in.
Really
I don't know what I'm in for
right now.
with horses.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited.
Well, it depends on your level of participation with it.
Well, the feedback I get from my friends is when I put my mind to something, I go full throttle. So we'll see what happens with me and horses. Or it's a little bit crazy. Like with running, 300 miles in a month, right? I'm shooting for 400. I go nuts. When I'm into something, I'm really into it. Can you make some squeaky noises? Is that what you're gonna do?
No, I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to hold us.
Hold. So yeah, I'm really curious about horses. What is the deal? They're unique from other animals a little bit.
Yeah.
In that they're kind of a mirror, right? To they make you look at maybe what you don't see in yourself.
I think when you get in it, yes. If you're just going out and riding and having fun, then you're just riding and having fun and getting to know a little bit about yourself. But when you really get in it, yeah, there's a level there that I had a horse for a while, and I sold him when I went to college. It was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So.
Because they get close. It's a close connection.
Yeah, a really close connection. But I guess I had other connections, in college. I still was teaching, and I had different connections with different horses. Never liked that first one, though.
The first horse?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
We just
Didn't
we were really,
didn't bond.
yeah, we bonded really well. That first Indy.
Oh wait, no, the first horse was good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
And then the little ex-rodeo horse and I really bonded until we got stung by hornets.
Can I say something that I noticed about you? Like you talked earlier about like friends can see stuff in us.
Uh-oh.
No, this is good. No, this is good. Well, maybe a little bit. It's beneficial though.
Uh-huh.
I think you're unique a little bit more than others in that you deeply bond with.
Well,
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like,
I choose who I deeply bond.
but I think that's why you choose who you deeply bond with, because you deeply bond. And it's painful to have that deep bond disconnect, you know? Like, sorry if I got a little too on the nose, but
You nailed it.
I think that's really special, and I think our culture has gotten so superficial that's special.
Yeah, that was kind of where I was at with my quarter life crisis. I was just done with these like superficial friends, like just like being there for you when things are good and having fun together, but then when things get rocky and you look deeper, or are you just trying to be there for one another, I think that was where I kind of lost a lot of trust in people, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
In my own people, my own friends. Man, this is just drifting with the wind. It like is against everything in me.
I'm loving this though.
No, it's nice and it's peaceful, but I'm just like, oh my god, look at how far we're going.
But
We're not going that fast though.
I think just to touch on kind of our connection and wanting to know like why we're friends all of a sudden. I think this is one of the big things you're supposed to teach me.
I don't know what to teach you though.
Yeah, well, just what you just said about I feel like there's this weird pressure to, you can only hang out if you're okay, right? Like you got to be in a good mood. You got to, and I feel like the deep connections are when it's like, oh man, this is hard. And then who are your go-tos? And those relationships where it's like you can only hang out when things are good. It's like that's something to maybe edit or maybe make boundaries with.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm learning to do. I'm really bad with boundaries. And so maybe that's what you're teaching me is boundaries.
Maybe indirectly I am too, because I recognize that early on. I feel like in those people, or maybe it takes time with certain people. But instead of creating boundaries with those people, I just cut them off entirely. So.
Well, that's a boundary.
Yeah, but it's not very healthy.
Okay. Well, what would be more healthy?
I don't know. Maybe it is healthy in their eyes. You know? Like.
Well, what would be healthy? You just said it's.
Maybe.
What would be healthy for you? I guess is what I'm asking.
With a different perception, it's not necessarily a healthy or unhealthy thing to do. It's just a different. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard for me because I do go all in. So it's hard for me to just be like, oh, well, I know this person is just an acquaintance and they're gonna stay an acquaintance forever. Like when, yeah, I don't know. Something to think about, something to ponder.
Do you think your consistent connection with nature has made that a real thing in your life? I know that's super like existential question, but like, I guess what I'm getting at is, because I feel you and I think we all crave what you're talking about. And I think our disconnect with nature has made us forget.
Forget what? Forget how to have that connection?
Yeah. That deep, that deep bond we all want. And there's a price to it because there's the grief of losing it, but I think it's better than superficiality. Like to deeply love something and know that you could lose it, I think is better than
And to just
not dive.
passing it.
Yeah, not dive in and fully experience and feel all the feels with the connection with. Like nature is so raw. It's like all or nothing. It's like let's do this. Or, it doesn't give you a choice really. It's like I know we just went super. You're picking something out.
Yeah.
A bobber. Yeah, a lot of people fish this lake.
Yeah, I can tell. Oh, and a shoe.
Yeah.
Get the shoe too?
Sure, I mean whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean we can't pick up all the trash, but something is better than nothing.
It's a Nike.
Oh, come on. Nike, what are you doing? Is it a running shoe? No, it looks like a...
Yeah, you can use it.
No. Wow, that looks like an old school Nike shoe. Like, it's got a big old swoosh on it. Like, that's funny. Oh. Yeah, well, I'm a people, you're a people. We are discussing. It's because we leave trace. I love that, leave no trace. That's the one, I mean, scouts, whether you like them or not, that's the one thing I still do is leave something better than you found it. I think that's a huge, that's a value that is just so good. Like, it's such a good value.
Yeah.
Leave a place better than you found it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who in Scouts created that, but whoever thought of that is brilliant.
How many of the Scouts do you actually think do that, though?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. But you see people that do it, like you know, and other friends, like...
Another shoe.
Oh, is it the other Nike? Is it the other Nike? What is that orange thing?
It's like a hair scrunchie.
Is that a scrunchie?
Is this
Where?
scrunchie?
If we were in the ocean, that would be like an ocean creature.
Hazard.
No, well, it'd be an ocean creature, but because we're on a lake, that's definitely not a real life thing.
I want to go back to talking about Hawaii.
Oh, I've been to Hawaii a bunch. What do you want to know about it?
How long did you live there?
Didn't live there, just visited a lot. Have you ever been to Hawaii?
I lived there for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But where?
Kona and Maui are the two.
Wait, you think there's something that I haven't done? No, I'm serious.
Wait.
Kona and Maui?
Yeah, Kona and Maui.
What,
Kona's my favorite.
what do you do there?
Snorkel. It's all about being in the water. Oh, dude, I love snorkeling. I've been scuba diving. I like snorkeling better.
Who's that comedian that does the snorkeling thing?
The what?
He says snorkeling.
Snorkeling?
Joke about, yeah, it's about snorkeling.
What I love about snorkeling
Snorkeling.
is it's just so, there's no gear. There's minimal gear. You just jump in the water and go. Yeah. I don't like a big production.
I do kind of like scuba diving though because
I could.
so quiet.
It is pretty awesome. It's like a float tank.
There.
Yeah, you've already floated. You've scuba dived, you've floated. You know that it's the same sensation.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. No, I know what you're talking about. I could get back into it. It just has to be with the right person. Because it is a lot. It's a lot of effort.
A lot out here because it's so cold out here. So.
Yeah, well, I learned how to scuba dive in the Puget Sound. Not a fan.
Oh God.
Yeah. But then when I scuba dived in Thailand, I was like, oh, this is why people scuba dive.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, Thailand was great. I went cave diving.
Yeah.
Scuba diving through a cave was epic.
That kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, me too.